What's going on, peeps? Mastermind here. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick Kim Woo trailer breakdown. Yesterday, there was so much information coming out about Killer Instinct coming out of the KI Cup, and there's a lot of stuff I want to go over, but right now, I just want to touch on some of the things that we're seeing here in this trailer. So let's get started. So, this is the very first time we are looking at Kim Woo for Killer Instinct Season 3, and I'm just gonna come out and say it right from the beginning. I am not too crazy about the way she looks, and that's actually on several different fronts. First of all, when you look at her, she has a very last gen-ish kind of texture quality kind of look and feel to her. I don't understand why is this. If you compare her to the rest of the roster, she just doesn't seem to fit in as far as the graphics are concerned. Now, I do understand that this could be because maybe this is an older model, an older version, or just a less complete version of what we're going to get when Season 3 comes out. I totally understand that. We saw the same thing happen with TJ Combo, if you recall, when he was the first character that they showed off for Season 2, and he really was looking kind of rough. So I'm thinking that this may still be the case with Kim Woo. The only thing that kind of I'm a little unsure about is that we're only 2 months away, and you would have probably imagined that she would be further along than what she looks. I hope that they actually clean her up and she looks a lot better. But also, I'm not too crazy about her design, so we'll get into that more in a moment. So moving on here. Here she is walking forward, and I'm going to freeze it right about here. Now, if you take a good look at her face, it doesn't seem right. Like, for some odd reason, it just doesn't seem to really fit her body. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. It seems a little bit off. And then around the edges of her body are really sharp and pointy looking. If you take a good look at her elbow here, I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. So if you take a look, like, I don't know what's going on there with her arm. It kind of looks a little funky. It don't look right. And I would also say if you look at her breasts, it also kind of seems to be a little squared off and just not round, not smooth, not really done. Now, I don't want to be overcritical because, again, I have to state that I'm sure it's going to improve when the Season 3 finally launches. But to show off the trailer and finally show this character for the first time, we've been waiting for news since last year. To show this off in this fashion, I was kind of a little underwhelmed. Now, I'm sure part of this is the camera angle or the way the lighting is on the stage, but she just doesn't look that great. Not to mention also the trailer isn't in the best quality either, so that kind of makes it a little difficult to analyze everything in great detail. But overall, what they're showing with her, I'm just disappointed. I have to admit that.
Stand a chance against the might of Gargos.
So, taking again a now closer look at some of her animations, and you see that weird kind of shadow effect on her elbow there. But so here we see the dragons. Now, that looks pretty cool. The transparent effects look a little trippy and a little weird when it passes in front of her. But I'm sure, once again, it's just the camera angle, probably the quality of the video. But the animation seems to be decent as far as the way her nunchucks are concerned and the way they move. Now, in this trailer with them showing her, with the silliness and talking about how she wouldn't imagine where she would be and she hits her head with the nunchucks, that's all good and fun. I don't have a problem with that. I know some people were complaining that they thought it was a little cheesy and a little silly, but I think that's the whole point of a lot of the game and, a point of a lot of the characters. Now, it's kind of strange when I go back and I look at this part. She seems to be a bit more detailed and a little bit more complete here. Her face and the texture on her skin still seems a little too smooth, but she seems to be more complete, which kind of makes me wonder that they just kind of pull footage from different parts of the development cycle for her. I don't know. Now, as far as her actual design is concerned, it's not horrible, it's just not great. But again, if you really start to compare some of the characters from season 2, Maya was just over the top gorgeous. Just everything about the design was really immaculate. If you take a look at Conra, just almost flawless in his presentation. And a lot of the characters in both season 1 and 2 really graphically just look really, really nice, and their design, they have a lot of details, especially if they're small characters, where Spinal and Conra just have a lot going on. And you can see the difference here when you look at Conra compared to her. She looks quite plain, and Conra looks like he's got a lot of detail, a lot of animation in his face, and he looks more complete. Even in the animation department, if you take a look, I mean, her animation is pretty good with the nunchucks, but just the way she's throwing the kicks and the way she's moving around and the way her shoulders seem to be pretty squared up most of the time, she just doesn't look as fluid as I would have anticipated this character to look like. So, I don't want to sound like I'm just totally dumping on the character in season 3, but it's just an observation that I'm making. And again, season 3 may come out, and I might have a different opinion once I'm actually playing her and looking at her on my screen. Okay, so one thing I want to just point out is the lighting on the stages. You noticed it on Conra's stage, and now it's a lot more apparent in Sadira's stage that the lighting has changed quite a bit. Now, I don't have a problem with this because I do think that some of the stages needed to have more of a realistic look. Right now, it looks a little washed out. It doesn't look that great, but just like Kim Woo, I'm going to hold my judgment until the season 3 actually comes out, or until we see actual gameplay of what it's finally going to look like to really reserve any judgment. But if you look at Kim Woo's stage and the lighting on that stage, I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do with the rest of the stages. So hopefully it'll be great. Now, because the stream showed her gameplay pretty much in depth and her and all her moves and everything, this video I'm not really going to focus on that. Obviously, this video is more about the presentation and character design than anything. But I will comment and say that as far as gameplay goes, Kim Woo looks like she's a lot of fun. I'm really, really excited about what they're doing as far as all the characters in Killer Instinct. I think Killer Instinct is probably the most balanced fighting game out there. With the changes they've made to Season 3, also, I will note, so far seems to be pretty amazing, and I'm really looking forward to that. So I don't really want to talk too much more about that is concerned, because I really want to just reserve judgment on the gameplay when we actually play in Season 3. But one thing I do want to make mention of is Woo's incredible background stage. I really, really love the way this looks, and I know a lot of people are comparing it to Street Fighter V's bustling side street stage, and although there are similarities, if you really pay attention, actually this looks a lot more like the alleyway in Big Trouble in Little China.
What? Low band, come on! I can't see. It's okay, it's only temporary. Over here.
So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the Kim Woo trailer. And despite some of my issues with the graphic quality on the actual character and some of her design, I am confident that when Season 3 finally comes out, it's going to really be great, and Kim Woo's going to be looking a lot better. And right now, so far, her gameplay looks like she's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm really digging her stage, so I'm looking forward to all of that. Now, the teaser that they showed here is obviously in the Halo universe. I kind of saw this coming. It was either going to be, in my opinion, Gears of War or Halo. They chose Halo, and who knows, maybe they have Gears of War later on as well. But what they're showing here, I hope this is an actual stage, because that looks really beautiful. It looks great. And it's obvious that they're kind of teasing and hinting that it's going to be the Arbiter. I don't know if that's really conclusive just from this tease. They might just be trolling us and we may end up getting Master Chief after all. But I really don't know one way or the other. It's going to be really great, and I can't wait for season 3 to finally arrive. Anyway, that is it for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to click that like button. Don't forget to share. Leave your comments. I definitely want to know what you guys think. And subscribe. Mastermind out.
Until that time, raw rhymes undercover, underground, Danny Glover, undiscovered in my town, but they all
blasting y'all, overcasting y'all, cloudy days making waves, mastermind be crashing y'all. Been a minute, but now I'm